Last week of Ramadan, August 2011, Tripoli, Libya. In the dark hours of the early morning, my cell buzzed and a thin voice gave me the news. Bad guys with guns were heading our way. This was a city at war, and the thugs who kept Muammar Gaddafi in power were savages. But like hyenas, they were most dangerous when desperate and cornered. For days, I'd carefully dodged Gaddafi's hit teams from the Mukhabarat el-Jamahiriya as they stepped up their hunt for the rebels. I'd kept one step ahead of them at each turn, but now, somehow, overnight, they'd found me. I got up from the couch I was sleeping on in the front room of the 3-story concrete villa and grabbed my rifle, an AK-47. As far as I could tell, I was the only American operator in this part of Libya. Gaddafi's men were hunting the rebels, the opposition. It was going to be a long, hot night. Sumo, wake up. The young Asian, a 20-something freelance photographer, was snoring just a few feet from me on another couch. I'd met him a few days earlier at the docks in Malta as I'd waited to board the old Korean-run, Filipino-crewed, Libyan-flagged fishing boat that brought us into this war-torn nation. It was his first time in this region, and he thought I worked for a news agency. I doubted his chances of surviving this war zone alone, so I let him tag along. I figured I could pawn him off to a real news crew at the first opportunity. "We're out of here in 2 minutes," I said, pulling the shoulder strap of my tan Kifaru tail gunner pack over my head and swinging it around to my front. Weighing nearly 12 pounds and about the size of a large football, it held my essentials. A loaded pistol given to me when I came ashore, along with 3 spare mags of ammo, 4 loaded rifle magazines, also a gift upon arrival, a PVS 14-3 night vision monocular, a Medford TS1 fixed-blade knife, a Garmin Oregon 400T GPS, and a Fortrex 401 GPS for backup. There was a Ranger Lensatic compass signal mirror, Quest protein bars, gunshot kit, Thuraya sat phone, laminated map, Cipro antibiotics, Imodium, infrared strobe, Velcro U.S. flag patch, passport, $5,000 in U.S. cash, extra batteries for everything, and most important, a laminated copy of 2 letters giving me authorization for being here. Then I shouldered my Kifaru AG-1 main pack with everything else I brought in, including a compact sleeping bag, a change of clothes, a fold-out solar panel to charge my electronics, a Panasonic Toughbook computer, spare sat phone antenna, more batteries for everything, Camelback water purification bottle system, a dark brown Katoma one-man shelter, more protein bars, a larger first aid kit, and other odds and ends. I put the big 50-pound pack on last, just in case I had to ditch it. That way I'd still have the smaller bag, the tail gunner with my essentials for survival, hooked to my body. I pulled the mag out from my AK-47 to make sure it was topped off, then hooked it back into the rifle, tugged on it to make sure it was seated, and then chambered around. Last thing I wanted was to have my magazine fall out of my gun. It was a training habit from decades on firing ranges, but it was important. After getting my gear ready and wiping the cobwebs from my brain, I formed a loose plan that revolved around one concept: get the crap out of here. I woke the rest of our party: Sleepy, a former Libyan ambassador who'd defected and who'd brought me to this place; Hakeem, his good friend who'd owned the house we were visiting; and the boy, his preteen son. Sleepy opened his eyes wide from a deep sleep, then squinted, recoiling at the sound of my voice as if stung by a wasp. "Mr. Jamie, what is going on?" Kamel called. "Gaddafi's men are heading here right now. They know you and I are here, and they also think our host is General Hakeem."